Welcome back to the show. Okay, let's roll. Line number 3, say good morning to the Liberal member of the House of Assembly, elected in and serving the folks of Harbour Grace, Portagrave. That's Pam Parsons. Good morning, Pam. You're on the air.
Good morning, Patty. How are you on this beautiful sunny fall day?
Hanging in there. How about you?
Same. It's all good. Beautiful day outside. Got out for a run this morning, so I take in this, these mild temperatures when we can. Hey.
My knees hurt just hearing about it.
First of all, before I start, I want to send sincere condolences out to the family of Carl Lake, of course, his wife Debbie, and all their family. Patty, you and I, of course, worked with Debbie some years ago at Rogers TV at the Fog, and sad to hear of Carl's passing. He certainly has made his impact, but I want to send my sincere condolences to Debbie and all the family.
Yeah, and I echo those. Great fella, friend of mine. I really truly hope that based on what he did and his impact on covering local sports, that doesn't go by the wayside. Hopefully someone will pick up the charge here and be the next champion for local sports, because Carl, if it wasn't for Carl, I think we would have been waiting and wanting to know an awful lot more. Even if, say, the Telegram or us or VOCM do a little bit of coverage, Carl did extensive coverage, which I really appreciated. It's on my list every day to check in on the sports page.
Absolutely, and that's very nice, and it's true. He certainly has an impact, and he had that edge, right? He had that feisty edge, Carl did, and so again, our condolences. But now I called in today to talk about the Canada Infrastructure Program, which you and I have chatted with before, with projects here with Harvey Street and Harbour Grace, which is coming along nicely, I might add. Construction still continues. Phase 4 is currently in operation, and we've secured the funding for Phase 5. But yesterday, in the community, in the town of Bryan's Cove, in the district here, myself and MP Ken MacDonald, along with members of the Town Council of Bryan's Cove, were able to announce just over $1.1 million, and this is upgrades and road repair to Church Road. Now, Patty, if you're familiar with the area in the town, Church Road, it is a one-way road, and it kind of edges out around right out over the harbour, if you will. And the area has been known for loose rock and fallen rock, and it's there's been some major safety concerns. Some residents actually have been relocated in this particular area for safety purposes. But we're happy to say that this money has been granted. Like I say, it's 3 levels of government working together. The provincial contribution is $656,000 for this. And they're literally going to blast that bank, the side of that hill, that cliff, and to move the road back and to make it safer for everyone. So a big win yesterday for the people in that community and all motorists and tourists who come out and enjoy the scenic area.
It's always good when we see upgrades coming to one district or another. It just pops in my mind when we talk about upgrades required. We've been talking about the Universal Broadband Fund, the infrastructure monies at the federal government level, and the Universal Broadband Fund, and the need for many more communities and people to have reliable access to. What's the status of broadband access to it, reliability, in Harbour Grace, Portagrave?
Well, with regards to broadband, so you mean like, say, internet services?
Yeah, that's right, whether it be ExploreNet or whatever the case may be, because if the feds are saying they need 98% of Canadians covered, and we know provincially it's an issue, we're going to see expanded virtual care in the healthcare delivery system. We're going to see required online learning for many communities. Tourism will rely on it. The business startup won't go anywhere without that type of reliable internet service. What's it look like in Harbour Grace, Portagrave?
Well, fortunately, I got to say, with the exception, the service is kind of, I guess, challenging in areas of Upper Island Cove and Portagrave. But other than that, throughout this district, I must say the service is clear and it works well. But like say, we can always improve, and ultimately, we can always look for improvements on that. But I got to say, we're grateful here. We don't have a lot of issues, but with the exception of some areas in Portagrave and down in Hibbs Cove with the geography, as well as Upper Island Cove. But other than that, I think we're pretty good on that front. That said, we could always improve.
Yeah, I just think that we're seeing the world. The world has been changing right in front of our very eyes. People have moved online for so many services that they used to get at a counter, and we will. And I'm sure we're going to hear a lot of this coming from the new healthcare task force. That virtual care is going to replace some of the bricks and mortar that people have been used to, and it's just inevitable. And it works in many jurisdictions. The move away from institutional care is upon us, and that will include for many residents in and around the district that you represent. I appreciate your time this morning, Pam. Thank you.
I just want to get to a couple more little things quickly before we get going. The Community Healthy Living Fund comes from it's now within the Department of Recreation and Culture and Tourism, but just got some money secured as well for the town of Bryant's Cove, some more money. Last year we were successful in securing $10,000 to construct a walking track. Residents avail of this. They're loving it. It's great for seniors, kids of all ages, everyone in the community. But I'm happy to say now we've secured $10,000 now to construct a ball hockey facility down there, an outdoor court for those young children, as well as we've got more money as well, $13,000 for the Splash Center in Harbour Grace, and the Splash Center is the community youth network for this region. And I know we're constrained for time, but I will be calling back in the future to discuss the importance of Splash Center. It's the former old St. Columba School in Harbour Grace, and then moved on to be the Harbour Grace Primary. But the building is now in major need of construction and repair due to water damages, over $300,000 to be exact. A report was recently conducted by the Department of Transportation Infrastructure. So I will call in about that, but I wanted to deliver that good news. And, and want to say enjoy the day to all your listeners and to yourself, and I hope you get out and enjoy some sunshine today, Patty.
Thanks, Pam. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye. Pam Parsons, MHA for Harbour Grace, Port de Grave.